What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Monument Mythos. I knew I was going to be doing this video, I just didn't know when. So the Monument Mythos is an analog horror and alternate history web series created by this guy named Alex Casanas. He's also known online as Mr. Manticore. It gained popularity for its surreal storytelling, disturbing imagery, and deep world building rooted in American history and folklore. The series explores an alternate version of the United States where historical events, national monuments, and secret government projects hide dark supernatural forces. Here are some core themes: alternate history, twists major American events and figures, analog horror, VHS-style footage, government PSAs, emergency broadcasts, cosmic horror, ancient beings, incomprehensible threats, and existential terror. American symbolism. National monuments like this Lincoln Memorial, Statue of Liberty, are not just symbols, but conduits or prisons for otherworldly beings. And secret history, shadowy government organizations, and suppressed knowledge. Here are some key elements in lore. So the monuments. National monuments serve as more than landmarks. They are centers of supernatural energy or containment for units of monstrous entities. So the Statue of Liberty is a prison for the Liberty Lurker, a creature of immense power. Lincoln Memorial, site of mysterious anomalies tied to Abraham Lincoln's mythologized resurrection. Mount Rushmore, it hides the truth behind the presidents and their role in defending against otherworldly threats. Presidents as supernatural figures. In this universe, U.S. presidents aren't always human or mortal. Some are connected to eldritch powers, while others become a mythological being after death. So Richard Nixon is reimagined as a tragic protective figure, and Thomas Jefferson plays a crucial role in the formation of secret technologies and entities. So there are anomalies and entities. The government in this mythos regularly encounters or contains paranormal threats. So the Liberty Lurker, the Third Rail, which is a living railway system, Woodrose, possible clones or psychic agents. Then we have the DOA, or the Department of Abnormality, a fictional government agency tasked with managing, studying, and suppressing anomalous entities and phenomena. So Season 1, released in 2021, it introduces the twisted U.S. history, anomalous monuments, and sets up the mythos. Season 2, 2021 to 2022, it expands on the presidential lore, explores the Liberty Lurker, and deepens the cosmic horror aspects. The Nixon verse and the mythos. Later developments introduce parallel timelines and variations of the Monument Mythos universe. Now we're going to go into the timeline of the Monument Mythos starting pre-20th century. So in 1776 to 1800s, Thomas Jefferson begins experimenting with unknown technology and anomalies. Still in the 1800s, anomalous beings appear, including early signs of the Third Rail and the backwards forest. 1860s, Abraham Lincoln becomes connected to a supernatural resurrection, forming the basis of his mythologized form. Then we move to the 20th century. 1920s to the 1930s. Monumental anomalies discovered, like the Lincoln Memorial anomalies and the Liberty Lurker, emerges. 1940s to the 50s. The DOA formed to handle growing supernatural threats. The 60s to the 70s. Richard Nixon battles anomalies and tries to protect humanity, becoming the central tragic figure of the Nixon verse. The 80s to the 90s. Rise of the parallel worlds and branching timelines. Liberty Lurker becomes more aggressive. Then we go to the 2000s all the way to the 2020s. Increasing instability and timelines and anomalous zones, secret presidential programs are exposed. So Season 1 in 2021, it's the introduction to the mythos. So number 1 is the Nixon verse. It introduces alternate Richard Nixon and the first major tone-setting video. Next is number 2, the Lincoln Looker. Anomalous event tied to the Lincoln Memorial. Third World explores an alternate dimension connected to the Third Rail. Thomas examines Jefferson's secret experiments. Liberty Lurker reveals a terrifying entity within the Statue of Liberty. George, unsettling truths about George Washington's legacy. Fourth World, further dimensional implications and spiritual horror. Then we move on to Season 2 in 2022. This is expansion and the cosmic horror frame. So number 1, the mythos, framework for a larger multiverse of horror. John explores the Woodrose and psychic connections. Next, Adam shifts to deeper psychological horror and godlike entities. Fifth World, a fractured reality episode exploring collapsed timelines. The Final President, it focuses on a dead or eternal president entity. Then we move on to the special series, The House in the Ocean, the Blue Channel, and the Nixon verse. So The House in the Ocean is a series with loose ties to the Monument Mythos. It's a highly abstract and symbolic narrative. Then the Blue Channel, it's symbolic and often cryptic, showing strange PSAs and warnings from parallel worlds. And then the last one is the Nixon verse expanded. It's dedicated videos showing Nixon's battles against the anomalies. Now we're gonna go break down some lore, and we're gonna break down lore. So monuments and structures. The Statue of Liberty, it's home to the Liberty Lurker, an interdimensional being imprisoned within the statue. It eventually escapes and re-enters various timelines. Then we got the Lincoln Memorial. It contains Lincoln Looker an anomaly that causes viewers to suffer psychic damage or vanish. Then we got Mount Rushmore. It's possibly a control structure for keeping a certain presidential entities bound. Then we got the Washington Monument, rumored to be signal tower or weapon linked to the third rail. Then we got the anomalies and entities. So we already talked about the Liberty Looker. It's one of the oldest and most dangerous creatures in the mythos. It's sealed in the Statue of Liberty. The third rail, which I already talked about, it's a living rail system that consumes people and alters space and time. The Woodrows, which I talked about briefly, are psychic clones possibly derived from Woodrow Wilson, used as vessels for government control. Then we have Thomas, possibly Thomas Jefferson, as a techno-occultist who discovers forbidden knowledge. Then we have Lincoln Looker, a cursed image or being that causes psychological collapse or teleportation to a fourth world. Then we have the Backwards Forest, a location that warps time, direction, and space. It's connected to unnatural resurrection. So we already talked about the Department of Abnormality, but we can talk about the First Children, a mysterious group potentially linked to Jefferson's experiments and early anomalies. Then we move on to presidential entities. So Nixon, a major figure in the mythos. In its reality, he becomes a defender of humanity against otherworldly threats, has tragic overtones. Thomas Jefferson, shown as a scientist mage who opens the doors to alternate realities and powers. Abraham Lincoln, he's tied to supernatural resurrection and may still be alive or partially divine. And then we have the final president, a godlike or post-human figure, possibly an amalgamation of several presidents or a remnant from another world. We don't know. That's in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, today, evening, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you for watching it anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope you guys have a great rest of your time. Thank you guys for the support, and I will see you in the next video, which I honestly have no clue what I'm doing. I have no teaser this time. No clue. So it'll be a surprise for the both of us, I guess. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. See ya.